On day 16 of our 2024 Alaskan vacation, we arrived at the port of Juneau, the capital of Alaska. There we traveled to Mendenhall Glacier in the Tongass National Forest and toured the Glacier Gardens Rainforest Adventure.
And we're in Juneau now, waiting to take our tour this morning. It's just raining a little bit.
This was the first really heavy rain day of the entire trip. Our first stop of the day was to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitors Center located in Mendenhall Valley, about 12 miles from downtown Juneau.
And we're at the Mendenhall Glacier in Tongass National Forest. And there's the glacier out in the back.
There are several hiking trails, but due to the time constraints of the tour, we were only able to hike the Photo Point Trail, which gave views of Mendenhall Glacier as well as Nugget Falls.
Yeah.
Our first stop was the Mendenhall Glacier Visitors Center. The center features multiple viewing areas, including a large observatory and an outdoor platform to observe the Mendenhall Glacier and icebergs in the lake. There also were interactive exhibits that explain the glacier's history. Mendenhall Glacier is a glacier about 13.6 miles in length. The glacier and surrounding landscape is protected as part of the 5,815 acres Mendenhall Glacier Recreation Area, a federally designated unit of the Tongass National Forest. Nugget Falls is a 377-foot waterfall dropping into Mendenhall Lake about 3/4 of a mile from Mendenhall Glacier.
And guess who didn't? You know me, but I did, and Cindy did. They're already.
Here's a video of the waterfall taken from the visitor center.
Yeah, we saw one.
We have a limited amount of time here, so we can't take the walk to there. There's the glacier.
Photo Point Trail is a fully paved half-mile trail that heads to an overlook with stunning views of the Mendenhall Glacier and Nugget Falls.
And we're walking down to a photo op trail. And that's the visitor center up there.
As the glacier wound its way down the valley, its tremendous weight crushed the bedrock below, leaving behind a smooth, polished bedrock. In some places, boulders carried underneath the glacier scraped grooves into the bedrock, leaving behind scars called striations.
That's the visitor center right there. And that's Nugget Falls, I believe.
No, I'm glad you got over there.
Yeah, thanks.
Powered by meltwater runoff from hanging Nugget Glacier, Nugget Falls made its descent in two tiers, 99 feet and 278 feet. before gushing into the chilly aquamarine water. Before the glacier receded over recent decades, Nugget Creek had flowed under the glacier and poured out through its face, forming an ice cave. The powerful flow of water spilled over the rocky ridge at Photo Point, creating a cascading waterfall. Mendenhall Glacier has retreated 1.75 miles since 1929, when Mendenhall Lake was created, and over 2.5 miles since 1500. When the Visitor Center was built in 1962, the glacier nearly extended to the building. The end of the glacier currently has a negative glacier mass balance and will continue to retreat in the foreseeable future. The trail runs through a temperate rainforest with moss covering many of the trees.
Here.
Our final stop was Glacier Gardens, 50 acres of gardens, lush rainforest, and spectacular scenic overlooks. Glacier Gardens was founded in 1984 by Steve Bauhay, a passionate gardener with a vision of creating a lush living work of art in southeast Alaska. Over time, his wife Cindy joined the mission, and together they shaped Glacier Gardens into the vibrant destination it is today. One of the most talked about features of Glacier Gardens is the famous flower towers, upside-down trees transformed into living sculptures with brilliant cascading blooms. The Visitor Center has an atrium with hanging gardens and a live video feed of an active bald eagle's nest on the property.
The Glacier Gardens Visitor Center.
The Rainforest Adventure Tour was a 90-minute guided experience that took us deep into the heart of the Tongass National Forest, the largest temperate rainforest in North America. We rode in an 18-passenger golf cart, which wound along a 2-mile path through the forest.
Wait for you when you get off the vehicle at the end, okay? All right, folks. Now we're going to head on up to our loading zone here in
Area that Steve came in and reclaimed. He has done a tremendous amount of work here to make this place beautiful for us. And it is beautiful. We make our way up the mountain. We're going to leave this slide area and enter into the forest. Temperature's going to drop just a few degrees. The little heart-shaped plants on the forest floor are the deer tongue lily. The big green waxy leaf is also a lily, but it's called skunk cabbage. Left. Another one up here on the right. It is very crumbling. You can see that on the right.
Yeah.
The road system that we're on, Steve built this a long time ago, and it took him 4 years to build. When they first started, they had little golf carts that ran up and down this same road. When Steve started
So pretty.
Now, if we're not too squeamish, we can look to the left and see the road you came up. If you are, there's pretty flowers on the right. I am going to stop on this flat area.
At the top of the tour on the Thunder Mountain summit, we were rewarded with sweeping panoramic views of the Mendenhall Valley and the distant Chilkat Mountains from 580 feet above sea level.
Here we are at the top of the mountain, looking down on Juneau.
I could see her there, right?
Absolutely.
From the top, we had expansive views of Gastineau Channel and Douglas Island, the city of Juneau and the Mendenhall Valley, and the surrounding Chilkat mountain range.
And here's another view. 600 feet elevation.
Here is the 18-passenger golf cart which drove us to the top of the mountain.
And he was allowed to build this road through the Tongass. And it took him 2 years to build this little road. Wow. We are in the Tongass National Forest. It is 16.9 million acres in size.
Wow.
It is roughly the size of West Virginia.
Our expert driver and guide shared fascinating stories about the history, ecology, and wildlife of the area.
Nutrients to that one spot. It will grow and grow. After about 5 years, it will mature, burst, send out its seed to affect it.
This tour gave us a chance to connect with the incredible biodiversity of Alaska's temperate rainforest. From delicate ferns and mosses to native wildflowers and berry bushes, every part of the landscape was alive with color and texture.
Highway. Between Steve and Mother Nature, they came through here and reclaimed this. And I think they've done a pretty good job here.
Yep.
Down here, I'm going to show you another waterfall, or another pond. Steve is named Angel Fall, gang. Heart Pond, because he has. While I'm stopped, you may stand and take.
Here a stream cascades into a small pond along the route.
Large spruce trees. One of them has a growth on the side of it. The growth is called a burl, and it will continue to grow and get very large as long as the tree is alive and growing. They make furniture out of burls, mainly tables. Over here on the left are the two big spruce trees. The second tree has a growth ring halfway up the middle of it. See the bump up there? Now back in the day when my father was a logger, he cut one of those and it was 56 inches around. He made my mother a table. I still have that table today.
Nice.
Over here we have another tower. This one came with its soulmate, so we kept them together. The other ones are,
Someplace else.
well, they're here, but they're,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. Make you want to smack them. Camping and you want to cook a fish. Take the leaf, roll your fish up in it, poke it down in your coals, and it will steam your fish. No, it won't taste like skunk when you're done. I have used it several times. That's how I know they work. We have lots of ferns here. Sword fern, bracken fern, lady fern, and fiddlehead. I personally strychnine. And the squirrels here eat those mushrooms.
Wow.
And it is pretty comical to see squirrels messed up on mushrooms. They do get right down funky. Another of my favorite spots is down through this area because of all the berries. A couple of years ago, this place was just loaded with berries.
We then bid Juneau adieu after a fun-filled day.
And we're sailing out of Juneau.
Something just dived in right there. Let's see if it comes back up.
You can see there you can see a couple waterfalls.
Yep, something just dived right there.
There's some gondolas going up.
I'm putting the binoculars.
Mary and I thank you for watching day 16 of our 2024 Alaskan vacation. We hope you'll join us for day 17, where we arrive at the port of Ketchikan. See the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show, tour the streets of Ketchikan during a power outage, and see the Saxman Totem Park before heading back to the cruise ship for day 18 at sea to travel to our final port of call, Vancouver, British Columbia.